beings who steal my shit from behind the scenes, whether you're conscious or unconscious to it, you're most likely unconscious. You're thwarting progression towards a mission of solution that is a particular solution, and that particular solution is, like, just kind of like unnecessary warfare. That's the thing that's trying to be solved. And if you're kind of if you're putting that on lag by stealing my shit somehow on a different esoteric level, you're kind of energetically contributing to unnecessary warfare. So the unnecessary warfare that's a different type of collective karma, however you want to, put that, because there's different karmas even within the collective karma, different collective karmas. So within the different collective karmas, somehow you're energetically voting for that because you're putting a halt to solutions. So anybody who's stealing my shit behind the scenes, be it esoterically or at that start point, however, you're contributing towards putting a solution on still. And as that solution is being halted, the anti-solution is being kind of like circulated for the global populace. And the main concern of all the global citizens is their own fucking liberation and shit like that, and their own fucking like peace and freedom and shit like that. So and low key, ironically, everyone's kind of unconsciously to barely consciously concerning that, complaining for that, like what's going to happen in the future type of shit, some real critical thinking type of shit. And within that real critical thinking type of shit, it's like where we could be so like unconscious, unknown about it, or just as is, a human design recognizes if you're toxic as fuck, you're toxic as fuck, it's okay, it's in the genes, like human design recognizes it. I don't judge it. I'm just saying, like, there's a different variable that is asking for balance. The collective populace, the global populace could be asking, and is the collective mature enough to want to fucking work with the solution or not? So it's like it's all of our responsibility. This is real, like, esoteric maturity or whatever you would like to call it, of course. So as you could call it whatever you want, which doesn't really matter. It's realizing, like, are we whatever we're fucking complaining about, respectively, is it towards the right thing? Because if there's a solution that's here collectively to individually, and we're complaining, however we're complaining, and as we're complaining, there's a solution to our complaining, but somehow, for some reason, we're unknown, unconscious, or just don't want to work with it, then is our complaining really, like, warranted? Is it really, like, fair, energetically speaking? Because it's not necessarily fair, because the solution is here, but yet we could complain about something based on us not recognizing, like, the esoteric law system. The esoteric law system, that's totally different from, like, respectively surface level, like, kind of like surface level type of society type of law systems, different type of law systems, respectively, neutrally saying that advanced intelligence, shout out to the predecessors and the original predecessors who actually uphold this shit. So it's like, is it really fair for us to really complain? And I understand everyone's at their own stages of growth. I'm taking into account more people's psychologies than you think, because, like, it takes growth to know how someone could just have standardly, within this condition of the society. Of course, people are going to have, like, fucked up thoughts, right? Just all over the place, the whole nine, right? That's what 3D is enveloping, inviting, hosting, harboring, like the whole, like, some type of particular gambit, right? So within that, aside from the different types of manifested creations that could be something of a negative thing, not the negative energy charge, but something that's, like, detrimental, or something that's of positive constructive, and besides those two, is actually finding something that's actually, like, kind of like balancing those two. That's the 3D, respectively, like the detriment, the constructive, and then the balance, just the standard, as the predecessor team says. It's like the three like the like just the three heart, mind, body kind of accord, you know, as is, you know. So with saying all of this, it's like with saying all of this, we're not necessarily, our intelligence isn't recognizing like how there's a positive creation on 3D, how there's negative creations at the same time, because our intelligence hasn't risen there, but it could with the right guidance, respectively. So it's up to our growing conscious to recognize that 3D is a plane for to see it's hosting positive creations, negative creations, and low key behind the scenes a whole different balance creation. And within the last 5200 years, that balance creation has been kind of lost. It's been leaning towards, you know, the majority of the masses experiencing net quote unquote negative creations, end quote, as a small minority experiences positive creations. And there's no judgment towards anybody. This is just a bigger picture looking at the yugas for what they are, and like everyone just like kind of playing their own part and how they develop themselves from source, right? Because it all comes from one source. All is source, obviously. So within all of that shit, we're barely on the precipice, cusp, threshold to, like, you know, envelop a new time age, a new 5200 years, a new quote unquote age of Aquarius. But I don't even think it's the age of Aquarius. It's that in the physical plane. But like, as always, like, you know, it's like, it's low key, like, I think it's like, with the help of like your spirit team, your original spirit team and God, it could, like, you could go anywhere you want, but obviously it takes work, you know. And obviously, like, you know, we signed up to learn patience, we signed up to learn like slowing down, because that's what the 3D kind of is. It's like seeing what got created from different processes of uncondensation to new solidifications of different materializations of just different elements slowing down and being created, something from that to the 3D plane. Welcome to planet Earth. But we're not necessarily realizing that our growing intelligence, it's not necessarily realizing that there's that it's not just like, it's not just positive creations and negative creations. There's like there's something of like a creation aspect that's leaning towards something being hidden but also put together, you know. And the reason I bring that one up is like because the main point I'm bringing that up, it's so I could all put it together. It's like, as a collective intelligence, we're voting for collective negative creation, or we're voting for collective positive creation, which kind of could be like, it could be like, I guess it could be possible, but the collective positive, you know, creations, that's not possible without the subtle balanced creation. That's the thing, the subtle balanced creation. It's something that's like, it's something like a spiritual opposition that we totally forgot about, like how, like, supposedly the whole universe has like equal order and equal chaos, you know. So within that, the chaos has to stand on some type of order, and new orders from chaos standing on order, new orders could be stand on chaos, right? So within all of that, it's like, are you really like, so within all of that, like every passing moment, it's like, we don't necessarily know like the esoteric responsibility we're denying. And within that, who's to really say what the mechanics are for that? I'm just trying to understand this shit with the original predecessors, mind you. But like anybody, and I'm just saying this neutrally, like within like the accord to nature, like anybody just like kind of thwarting, halting something, you're counteracting a particular energy creation of balance. And if you're counteracting the energy creation of balance, and I guess somehow God allowed that shit, then you're ultimately feeding a negative input output collective manifestation signal for you to like be on a certain state psychologically, coming from a certain place environmentally, and that having a whole particular esoteric region of a particular sociological psychology mind, a sociological group mind, and that creating like something of a surface level coding to the essence of your surface level DNA, because the DNA is always rewriting itself, and it's rewriting itself as it's going through different experiences. The spirit seeing all the different human species, the spirit seeing all the different species, the spirit seeing the different progression track record of all the humans and how the humans interact with other humans. This would be the essence of DNA. So and that's God's ultimate like business, right, respectively. And damn, this is like the highest truth, like if you just read between the lines. And I'm trying to see the balance in all the religions. I'm trying to see the balance in, like, you know, all the beings too, if that's even fucking possible. But you know, the human design, it says like we are what we are, you know. So that's all, you know. It's just like that's just what it is, you know. Like anybody like who is like, you know, just kind of like, for however you're halting a solution, you're ultimately energetically contributing and voting and supporting for an anti-solution. And as you're doing that, that's that, you know. Thank you.